is happening, everyone? I've got some recipes for longevity, some recipes that are gonna make you feel amazing from the inside out. I'm gonna share with you how I incorporate everyday foods, such as sardines, squash, brown rice, chickpeas. These recipes are vibrant, they are layered, they are flavor packed. Let me know which one you will be trying out first in the comments. All of my recipe ebooks, you can head over to my website and go and check them out over there. Let's get straight into this first one. This recipe includes one of my favorite foods for longevity. It's a kitchen pantry staple and you see me use it all the time. Of course, I'm talking about sardines, tin sardines specifically. I know they're not everyone's preference. Maybe you've tried them and you're just like, I just can't get with it. I just cannot. Please, I'm asking you, give this recipe a try. This is going to change the game with sardines completely. I'm gonna make a sardine Tenderstem chili and garlic spaghetti dish. I have had this one on repeat. I've made it about 3 times in the last 2 weeks. It's one of those simple, effective, balanced meals. Great if you're a beginner cook and you're just finding your way around the kitchen. This is the ultimate skin glow food. Such a nutritional powerhouse. Sardines are high in omega-3s. If you're wanting to incorporate more oily fish into your regime, I can almost guarantee that this recipe is going to flip the game. It's going to change the game for you. You're going to love it. So along with the sardines, other ingredients that we're going to be using for this spaghetti dish include some Tenderstem. Of course, if you can only find broccoli, that will work too. We'll be needing some chili. Chili flakes will work as an alternative. Lots of garlic, some lemons, preferably unwaxed because we're going to be using a lot of the zest. We'll also be needing some fresh parsley. I like quite a lot. I'm using spaghetti. Obviously work with what you've got. So let's begin by finely chopping up our garlic. I'm not mincing the garlic. The reason why I want some fine slices is because we're gonna cook it for quite a while in the olive oil and we don't want the garlic to burn. There's minimal chopping for this recipe. It's just a bit of garlic, chop a tiny little bit of chili, just kind of trim and maybe cut in half some Tenderstem. Before we throw our oil in, we want to make sure that the pan is heated for about 2 to 3 minutes. One of the #1 questions that I get asked on my channel is about the pans that I use. You guys want to know and I'm about to put you on. I'm so excited to team up with Made In for this video. You've probably seen from my previous videos that I've been using the Made In stainless clad pans. I've got 3 different sizes. So I've got the 8-inch, the 10-inch, which I'm heating up right now for the spaghetti. And then I've also got the 12-inch. I'm genuinely so impressed with these pans. I am in love with them. I love the fact that these pans perform like something that a chef would use, yet they're still really approachable for home cooking. When I'm searching for cookware, when I'm searching for pans, I want something that is built to last, that feels effortless to use. And honestly, these pans do exactly that. So in goes the garlic. We want to cook this on a really gentle heat. We definitely do not want to burn the garlic. So just be patient with it. Place in a touch of salt. So yes, what I love most about the Made In brand is that they make professional quality products for the home cook and their cookware is actually used by real chefs, including 3 Michelin star restaurants and over 2,000 top rated restaurants and hotel groups across the US. Whilst the garlic's gently cooking in that olive oil, we're gonna move on and just prep our Tenderstem. That could include just trimming the ends and then maybe just chopping it in half or chopping it in 3, depending on how big it is. Made In also work with multi-generational factories and artisans, which I love because everything is really thought through. So the materials, the shape, everything is well designed just to work in your kitchen. So we're gonna remove the garlic from that garlic infused oil. This oil is gonna be smelling good in your kitchen. Just throw our Tenderstem in, all of that infused oil and just let it cook. Throwing over some salt and of course some pepper. You can turn the heat up to cook the Tenderstem. Another really great feature about this pan is that the handle stays cool, so it's super comfortable to move around even when the pan is full. So we're gonna throw some chili in there. Let's just chop that up. Go as spicy as you like. Or as not so spicy as you like. I like a little crunch with my Tenderstem. I don't want it too overcooked. Let's get that pasta on. Grab a large pot, bring the water to boil, generously salt, and place your spaghetti in. Back into the pan, we're gonna place in the garlic. We're also going to throw in the sardines. I do love sardines in olive oil. I don't know, I feel like they're a little bit more flavor packed. I don't know if it's my imagination. And then lots and lots of lemon zest. So in goes the garlic. So you could actually use some of the olive oil from the sardines if you want to. I could have cooked the garlic initially in the olive oil from the tin of sardines, but I just didn't even think of it when I started cooking. Place the sardines in with as much of that tinned olive oil as you like. I like a lot of lemon zest, but that's just my preference. Obviously, you know, work with what you feel is best, what you enjoy, but I like a lot. So we're gonna cook everything in this pan. Everything is going to cook beautifully. Because the pan is non-reactive, all of the flavors stay pure. Spaghetti is cooked. Heaps of Parmigiano, that chopped fresh parsley. So you can even throw in a touch of that pasta water. Give it a touch of olive oil. And of course, some black pepper. A little bit more Parmesan to finish. This is the one, that spaghetti coated in that chili garlic olive oil, those rich sardines almost melting in that sauce. I love it when that Tenderstem still has that bite, and then finishing off with all of that lemon zest just to tie everything together. You have to make this one this week. Simple, effective, flavorful, balanced, perfect for midweek meal. I'm using one of my favorite top foods for longevity, sardines. I've started this year off doing so much home cooking, and I have every intention to continue. Like I say, nothing compares. I can already feel that these made in stainless clad pans are going to make my experience 10 times more exciting in the kitchen. You can check out the stainless clad pans and all of my other favorite cookware from Made In by clicking the link in my description. Big thank you to Made In for teaming up with me on this video. I'm gonna finish this one and then we're gonna jump into the next recipe. I'm gonna make my coconut, chickpea and spinach curry. There are various foods within this recipe that I use often, such as spinach, lots and lots of ginger, and one of my favorite plant-based foods for longevity, chickpeas. So that could be chickpeas cooked from dried, which I often do using my pressure cooker. I'm using Bold and Bean today. I do love their range of beans. They are supreme. Chickpeas support longevity by nourishing the gut and providing essential nutrients. For that rich green color, that deep flavor, and all of the nutritional benefits, we are going to be using some spinach. Also be needing a little bit of coconut milk, onions, garlic, ginger, and a few tomatoes, along with a few spices. So let's start off by chopping up our onion. So use whatever chili you like. I've got a little bit of Scotch bonnet that I'm gonna just use the smallest bit. I had some the other day and I overdid it and it kind of ruined the dish for me. So I know that these are really, really hot. So I'm just putting a little bit in, but yeah, use whatever chili pepper you have. Finally, grate or chop your ginger and your garlic. So we're gonna heat our pan, drizzle in a little bit of oil. You could use some olive oil, you could use some coconut oil, you could even use some ghee, which will be really tasty for this. In goes the onions, the pepper, the ginger, and the garlic. Let's throw in some salt and some pepper. I just realized I haven't got any cumin seeds, which is such a shame, but it's okay. I'm gonna work with some ground cumin. I've also got some ground coriander, and I'm throwing some garam masala in there too. So I'm gonna chop up some tomatoes. It won't ruin the green, vibrant color of this dish. It just adds more depth, more flavor. If you have some regular tomatoes, fine. If you have some cherry tomatoes like me, that's also fine. Just work with what you have. Let's throw those tomatoes in. So keep everything moving in the pan, just combining all of the ingredients. Just give it a few minutes for those tomatoes to cook. I'm gonna give my spinach a good wash. We're gonna throw all the spinach in. This isn't the biggest steel clad pan that I've got, but it's fine because both you and I know that spinach cooks down to nothing. Let's throw our coconut milk in. Oh, just my luck, right? I get my tin opener. Okay. Give it a few minutes. The spinach is going to reduce, it's going to wilt, and you can just mix everything slowly. Next step, we're gonna place the spinach into the blender, whiz everything up, and then cook the chickpeas in the sauce. And then we're done. So yeah, placing your spinach into a high-speed blender, you're gonna whiz everything up. The consistency is going to be thick, and this is exactly what we want. We don't want a soup-like consistency. We want it to look like this. A lot of you in my last video, when I asked, do you rinse beans or is it, you know, just not a normal thing? A lot of you agreed and said you rinse yours too. So let everything cook for about 20, 25 minutes or so. Obviously, the lower and slower you cook it, the more flavor intense it will be. And also, the longer you cook it, the darker in green color it's going to be. As these beans are slowly cooking and the sauce thickens up, you can just add a little bit of coconut milk in, just in stages. Like, you don't want to overdo it. You'd prefer it a little bit looser, then yeah, you can add some more in. So I prepped my rice, I washed it and put it to cook. Let's serve that rice up. And then that chickpea spinach coconut curry. Place your egg on top or any extra protein that you desire. I'm throwing over a little bit of coriander and some fresh red chili, a little touch of sesame seeds. I'm using some furikake and a swirl of extra virgin olive oil. Done. Every time I cook this recipe, it just gets better. This is a full bowl of foods for longevity. The chickpea, the spinach, the egg to finish, delicious. For this recipe, we're gonna make a Thai-inspired crispy sea bream dish, along with some brown rice. So many benefits of brown rice. It's a slow digesting carbohydrate, supporting sustained energy, and not forgetting all of these fresh herbs that a lot of us use in our cooking every day. Herbs such as coriander, basil, parsley are all considered to be foods for longevity. Coriander is known for its detoxing properties, one of those foods that is rich in antioxidants. We'll also be needing some lemongrass, limes, shallots, and pak choi to serve. I've also got some brown rice, which I prefer to pre-soak before. It just makes it a lot easier to cook. We are going to take our lemongrass and just trim each end. Just remove the first couple of layers, which are quite woody and fibrous. We want the softer part inside. You can just go ahead, flatten the knife on your lemongrass and just give it a good bash. Just finely chop it. So finely chop up that shallot. For the ginger and for the garlic, I'm going to use my grater because I want it as fine as possible, almost like a paste. I don't have any neutral oils in my kitchen. I've only got some extra virgin olive oil, so I'm going to use extra virgin olive oil. If you'd prefer to use a neutral oil for this, that's absolutely fine. So once the pan is heated, you can go ahead and drizzle in the oil. We're going to throw our lemongrass and finely chopped shallots into the pan. So I actually just turn my pan down a little bit because I don't want it to burn, just want it to cook slowly. Let's throw that garlic and ginger in. Spread all of the ingredients in the pan, making sure that everything is fully fragrant. So we're going to place everything in. Firstly, some fish sauce, some tamari, a little touch of honey, and then lots of fresh lime. I'm probably gonna do 2, let's see. Okay, that is smelling delicious. Once the fish is cooked and I'm ready to serve it, that's when I'll throw the fresh coriander and the fresh chili in. I was gonna steam some pak choi, but I'm also going to steam some squash also. I love steamed squash. It will just add an extra layer of comfort. So moving on to the fish, salt the skin side, then flip it over, salt the other side, and place on some black pepper. Pan's been heating for a bit, so I'm gonna throw in a touch of olive oil. Let the fish cook skin side down for about 4 minutes or so. Throw a touch of butter into the pan. And we can just flip the fish. Just gonna chop up that fresh coriander to throw into the sauce, along with some fresh chili. So placing on that brown rice, that steamed squash, I placed a little salt over the squash, that steamed pak choi, and then that sea bream, topping everything off with that spicy Thai-inspired sauce. Wow, food that tastes delicious and makes me feel great at the same time. Come on. I would recommend doubling up with that sauce because eating it with anything is going to transform a meal. It's great to just have a little extra on hand. 3 recipes that will fuel you from the inside out. It would be a real challenge to say which one is my favorite because they're all very different. They all have their kind of own unique flair. I hope this video has encouraged you to want to try out something new this week in your kitchen. I will see you in my next video very, very soon. Bye.